Hello, Juan. How you doing?
All good, Phoebe. All good. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you too. Thank you and welcome to our podcast. Um, how is it you're in Ecuador, right? Ecuador? Or are you in
Yes,
the
yes.
United
I live
States?
in Ecuador. I live in a city that's called Cuenca, which is
Oh,
like
okay.
the third biggest city here in the country.
Awesome, awesome. Really honored to have you in our podcast. So let me start, just from based on the email you had and all the intro we had, it's about 30 minutes podcast.
Yeah.
We are looking at leaders in, um, recruitment and talent placement. We're looking at how they got where they are. And when I look you up, I can see you've been in talent recruitment and talent management for a long time. So I really want to. We are happy to see, to learn your insights on how you've come this far to grow the JSBS. Okay, I don't know why. Maybe you tell me what that means later or whatever. But
Okay.
now we'll see. So it's like you really did a good job, and I want to commend you for that. Okay. So see how this is gonna work with this 30 minutes interview, or I mean discussion. It's not an interview because you're telling us how you've come where you are. Okay, we can talk about know your background and the
Okay.
industry trend you're seeing. Then we'll discuss your current challenges and the vision for JSBS. Then finally, we wrap up by exploring any necessary um, next step if it makes sense to you. Does that sound good?
Yes, yes. It's great. That's
Okay.
fine, Phoebe. I can tell you the story, and we start from that point. You can let me know where do you want to go, and I will just keep speaking.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So
Okay.
let's dive in. Like I said, it's about 30 minutes, and we'll take it from there. We want to know your insight, how you
Okay.
got where you are. So can you start by sharing a bit of your role and how you fit into the bigger picture of JSBS? Your role, your background first, your role, and how you fit into the bigger picture of your company.
Okay. Okay, so well, my name is Juan Martín. I started in the recruitment industry around like 12 years ago when I was still in university. I'm actually a lawyer. I'm
Ah,
not
okay.
like, yeah,
I saw that.
yes, yes, my background is not like a psychologist or a proper recruiter. I started with a company which I co-founded that is called External Talent Hunters. So we used to be a small team. We were three people. I wasn't like the expert in terms of recruiting, but I started to learn to do some certifications to like have a proper license, and I started like from that point. We used to manage traditional recruiting, the traditional headhunting. Companies used to hire us for finding the right talent for them. So here in Ecuador, what we do is we have like a process where we analyze like the CVs, we do a screening, then we have proper interviews with the candidates. We used to be not online. It was interviews that you used to do it in the office, like
Yeah.
face to face. We did some psychometrical test, background check, and finally like business cases for them to know if they were the right fit for that specific role.
Yeah.
But with time, we start to grow and finding out that there were many things that we could actually do with technology, do interviews on a different level, and well, many things that can be improved. And in 2022, we went to find a better way to doing all the recruitment process, and there's where jobs started. And jobs is a software as a service which allow us to do the same recruitment process, but knowing that there was a bigger problem that we needed to solve, that was
Yeah.
that like people when they just become professional, they just finish university, they they don't know how the industry look for hiring people. Like university teaches them how to be really good in what they study, but they don't teach them how to get a proper job.
Oh, okay.
So
Makes
we
sense.
saw this in external because we saw that there were people that were really qualified, but the problem was that when they go to an interview, they kind of get nervous and they don't know what to say, or they don't know how to negotiate the salary and get like a good deal when they start
Yeah.
to get a job. Or, for example, they don't get practice in how to build a proper CV or have a really good a LinkedIn profile. So knowing that that was a really big difficulty, not just here, but
Yeah.
in Latin America in general, we wanted to help making help like the young professionals get a job in an easier way, and helping universities too, having a program that actually certifies that that university eh, give a degree to people that not only know how to be really good professionals but actually know how to get a job. So we like I wrote like a book which is called The Art of Getting a Job, that is
Awesome.
based on in the art of war, written by Sun Tzu, but having all
Okay.
the yes, all these lessons prepared not in terms of economics and politics, but more in terms of like employability.
Okay.
So we started this, so they have like these like lessons that are divided in six different lessons, and each lesson teach the university students and the young professionals to how to be really good in each step of a recruitment process.
Yeah.
But the thing is that when they finish each lesson, they have AI simulators which
Okay.
allow them to practice and get feedback straight away. So, for
Awesome.
example, they learn like how to do an interview for I don't know, trying to work in a remote job in the US.
Yeah.
So once they learn that, they have like a final boss, like the exam that they have to go through, which is
Awesome.
an avatar that is dynamic, and according to the position that they are applying, the AI asks them different questions
Yeah.
around that. So they reply, and all this metadata that is like the video of them replying get processed, and they get immediate feedback that tell them
Awesome.
yeah, what they did good, what they did wrong, and how they can be better in interviews.
Wow.
So that's like a little bit of what's jobs. So jobs is like a employability ecosystem which
Yeah.
is looking for make young professionals get more chances to get a job, taking into account that right now, at least in Latin America, 40% of the young professionals get a job in 1 year. That means
Awesome.
that 60% are not getting a job, and we
Yeah.
need to find a way of helping them and getting them new chances to do that.
Okay.
So that's basically like the steps that we do, and how we train people that want to get a job, young professionals that are into that field. But we have a platform that once they go through like the lessons, and after they practice and get feedback, they can actually apply for a job. So
Awesome.
we have in the ecosystem a place where all the companies are continuously building job like job descriptions with AI too. They send the different positions that they have, and all these professionals that were trained, they can apply directly for different jobs around the world. And
Okay.
if they fit in, that's good. The companies that post the jobs through that can get like not just the CV, but they get like the video interviews, they get the
Awesome.
psychometrical test, they get the background
Awesome.
check, they get everything, because everybody did that in first hand, and so you have all this information. So
Wow.
companies can hire instead of like waiting 15, 20, 25 days, in terms of 1, 2 days max, because they have all
Awesome.
this data that can help them getting a match and recruit these professionals. But
Okay.
we are really focused on the feedback because normally they don't know what they were lacking of and why they didn't get the job. So because we have all the information of the candidate and we know what the companies are looking for, we give a real-time feedback that can let them know what they are lacking of so they can do upskilling or reskilling, and with this new knowledge they are getting closer to the job that they are actually looking
Awesome.
for. Yes,
Awesome.
and finally, that data we deliver to the universities that have the program. So if they know what their students are needing in terms of education, they can refresh their pensum, their like graduate profile, so they can know what companies are requiring, and they
Mhm.
are like teaching what is needed from the new labor market, which
Oh, okay.
will be changing really fast. So we give them like all the insights about what their students are lacking of or how they can be better trained. We tell them in which region companies are looking for what positions. We tell them how many of their students are getting employed, and with this, we kind of look for the education be like closer to the labor market, like obviously taking into account that AI will change the needs of different markets, and we want the new professionals to be aligned of what the new roles are. So we work with universities, we work with people that are looking for jobs, and we work with companies. So that's basically
Awesome.
what it is. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. I can see you really have a very broad area you're touching on with your service, which is very good. So, okay, I think you've answered what does your typical day looks like, right? So, what? Tell me just in one sentence what a typical day looks like for you.
Um, it's hard. Like what
A typical, a normal day looks like when you come into the office today. What is like your focus for today?
well, it's kind of hard because there are many things that are happening at the same time. But I think that the main focus that we have is making like finding a job experience much better for all the young professionals that are looking for like getting a job. So our main focus is how we can help more people getting a job faster in a more efficient way, basically.
Okay, it makes sense. That's cool. So let me. The next question is, what are the major shifts you're seeing in your industry right now? The major shift.
Can you like rephrase it so I know
Okay,
better?
okay. What is the major change you're seeing from you're seeing in your industry right now? The major
Okay.
change.
Okay, I think that, well, the data says that because AI, many things will change really fast. Even the World Economic Forum, when they write about the future of work, they say that 40% of the skills that are teach in 2025 are going to be no longer useful in the year 2030. So I
Okay.
think AI will change the labor market 100%. So what we need to know is how we can change the education so we have professionals that actually fit in the roles that will be new when like all this AI phenomenon goes by. So that's I think the biggest like a challenge that the new professionals will be facing these years.
Okay. Okay. It makes sense. So, how has the AI impacted your strategy, your business strategy?
Like 100%. I even like changed everything that the company was doing according to AI. I think that AI is like a new industrial revolution that will
Okay.
change a lot of things. So here, it actually was really helpful because before, for us, was really hard to give feedback to, I don't know, 200 professionals that are applying to some job. You needed like one person that has to give personal feedback to each one of them. So right now we kind of get a range of people that we can help, a bigger range of people that can have feedback. We can automatize many tools. We can
Mm-hmm.
make our time that we are working more effective, more efficient, and better for everyone that is related to the recruitment process. Like companies get like candidates faster, candidates
Mm-hmm.
get like news faster. They know
Mm-hmm.
where they can apply, what would be
Mm-hmm.
the fit with a job. So it
Mm-hmm.
changed everything in the HR, like specifically in the recruitment like business. So I think that everything will be better from now on.
Awesome, awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that's very good. That's a very quite understood. So what is working well for you right now, and what is not working well? What is working well for you now, and what is not working the way you want it to?
Okay, that's a question. So I think that right now, okay, that's not like much related to AI. It's more like what is happening to the world right now, and according to that, what's working well. So right now, I think the U.S. With the new like political direction that is having, I think that is right now is harder from people that are in Asia, in India. To go and live in the US for the visa restrictions that are happening
Mm-hmm.
right now. So I
Mm-hmm.
think that's an opportunity for people in Latin America because we are in the same time zone as the
Yeah.
US to
Mm-hmm.
work remotely in US companies that probably before these policies were easier for people in Asia to go and live there. So I think
Mm-hmm.
this is a big opportunity that will probably help the labor market here to have newer chances that before were harder. And that means that um, professionals have to know how the U.S. market evaluates the different like professionals and how they have and what they have to learn to be the right candidates for this like new opportunity that there is. So I think that the hard part is the way that how you have to change your mentality to be more aligned with needs that probably before weren't even there. I don't know if that makes sense, Phoebe, or do you want me
Yeah,
to?
no, no, I'm trying to get, I think I understand what you're saying. So you mean that with the political situation, it opens more opportunity for those in Latin America than the Asians, right? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yes, exactly. Like right now, the H1A visa for
Mm-hmm.
professionals that were qualified
Mm-hmm.
costs $100,000 for the
Yeah,
companies that want to sponsor them. So
yeah,
it's harder right now to hire somebody and bring them to the US for them to work.
yeah.
So
Okay.
what I feel that is happening is because that is so hard to get right now,
Mm-hmm.
we have to find people that are qualified but can be in the same time zone that we are.
Okay.
So that's
It makes sense.
yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
Well, okay. So how do you currently measure the success of your company, JSBS? How do you measure the success? What?
Yes. Our like let's say our North Star metric in jobs is basically how many young professionals are getting a job in
Mhm.
which time, like and how long is that taking them to get. So that's the main thing that we measure. If we have companies and we have young professionals and we are teaching them right and the simulations are working and the feedback is working, that number will grow. Like they will find a job much quicker. So that's the main thing that we measure and we know how the platform is working. If we have that number like all the time, better.
Yeah. Okay. So which metrics are you most focused on improving? If for this year to make sure the success keep growing.
Okay. So right now we have these are the metrics that we are managing. Like the
Hmm.
first one is how many new users come to the platform,
Hmm.
uh, how many users stay in the platform,
Hmm.
what is the NPC results that we have according to the teaching experience that we do and
Hmm.
according to the like how easy for the users is to actually apply for a job, which is like
Okay.
the second one. How many new companies we have in the platform, and how many new job positions we have in the platform, and the main one, how many people are getting a job in how long. And for universities, is how many universities are involved, because every time a university goes by and has its onboarding, that means that we get 2,000 to 20,000 new users that will like entering. So that's like another thing that we measure, and if the universities are making changes according to all the insights that we send them.
Okay. Okay, makes sense. All right, so yeah, well, it makes sense. I understand what you're saying. I hope my audience will get it because what I, in my own way, I think what you're saying is how much your platform is being used by the university and the job seekers, right? That's what you think is
Like,
what, yeah. Okay,
yeah,
okay,
and
that's
how many people are getting jobs through the platform.
yeah. How many people are getting jobs too? Okay,
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah. So again, okay, where do you want JSBS to be in 1 year? In the next 1 year, your
Okay.
future goal, where you want them to be in next 1 year.
Yeah, in 1 year, like right now, what is happening is that I am having different like cooperation agreements with really big headhunters in the US, and
Awesome.
I'm working. Yeah, I tell them like I want you don't need to pay me if I get your results, then you pay us. So that's the
Awesome.
confidence that I have in the thing that we are doing. So so we are working with some headhunters in the US, and that means that when I have more. Positions in the platform, more universities are interested in that, so I kind of grow. So what I want to do in the next year is having at least like 20 big headhunters in the US that are working directly with my platform, and
Hmm.
at least 50 universities in Mexico, Ecuador, Peru, and Colombia that are on board, are working with us. So that's what I'm focusing on. If that happens, that means that at least we will have 200 to 250,000 like users. Right now we have 50,000, around 50,000 users. So I want to have at least 5 times more users in the future,
Okay.
and at least a thousand, at least 1,000 jobs for people that are in the platform each month. So like 1,000 employed users each month is my goal for the next year.
Awesome. That's very good. So, are there any specific KPIs you are tracking? Key performance indices with what you're trying to do. Is there any particular one you're tracking to know how well it's going or improving?
Yeah, we track everything like monthly right now because we are a new startup. So
Okay.
we need to take decisions really fast. So like priorities and everything change almost like really quick. So we measure everything each month to see how we are going, what we need to focus. We are not a big team, so we need to know really fast where are the needs in terms of companies, in terms of universities, and in terms of students. So that's what we measure. But at the end of the year, we have like a big like view of what's
Hmm.
going on, and this will and that we measure once the year is over. So probably we'll have those metrics in January, and in
Hmm.
January 2027, probably we
Hmm.
will have the result if we did good or not, according to the question that you just made. Yeah.
Awesome. That's very great. You mentioned that your goal is to have about 20 or more company in the US that you can work with, and you
Yeah.
and you say that the way you want to do it, they pay you when you deliver, right? Can you tell me more on how you want to get more and how you want to, keep growing
Okay.
that retainership sort kind of business
Yes.
partnership? Yeah.
So, how normally how well, you know better than me, but I will tell you a little bit of how what's my appreciation of how things are working right now. So
Hmm.
there are headhunters and they have their companies. So when
Yeah.
they need to recruit different professionals in Latin America,
Hmm.
they kind of have a fee that is already agreed with the different companies that they work for. So when they have that, they normally ask me, and they are like, okay, I need like these 50 positions. Like we are charging the company that is our customer 25, let's say $10 an hour according to the salary that they are paying the professional. So they say, okay, we're going to charge the company $30 an hour, and they know that they will pay the professional $20 an hour. So they have, let's say, a $10 margin, and they are like, okay, we are willing to pay you $5, so
Okay.
50% of what we are earning, if you find the professional. If you don't find it, or we find it first, then you don't get anything. So I am totally fine with that. I look
Yeah.
for the professionals. I do like all the steps that I have, and then I deliver. And I am like, okay, I have this. I have 5 professionals per role that I will send you. And if you feel that they are a really good match, you can have a second interview with them. And if you think that's good enough, you can introduce them to your customer. If
Okay.
they hire them, then we like split the like
The margin. Yeah.
get the margin, and it's fine for you because they don't have to do anything. I do the whole thing. They act like just the commercial part, and for me, I do the job. And if I get results, I earn. If not, that's fine.
Okay.
So
That makes sense. That's so.
yeah,
What you're saying, you partner with talent from recruiting firms in United States, right? To get Latin Americans. Oh, okay. Awesome.
yes, yes. So they have
Okay.
different, yeah, and they don't need to open an office here. They don't
Yeah.
need to hire somebody. Yeah,
Okay. Okay, so support. Okay, that's fine. Like a support
yes.
partnership. Okay, that's awesome. So, if you had a magic wand, you know what a magic wand? What
Yeah.
is my magic? Just to fix one thing that is holding you back or slowing you down, what would that be?
Okay, I would love to have like all the different like actors that are involved to take decisions quicker here in Latin America. Like for example, for me, it took me probably 1 or 2 meetings to have the partnership with the recruitment firms in the US, which is like much dynamic, much faster. But for me to have a partnership with a university here, probably it takes me around 5 months, which is
Yeah.
ages. So if I have a magic wand, for me would be awesome for them to give me an answer quick. It doesn't matter if it's a no, but I would rather have the no in a week than
Yeah.
in 5 months. So for me, that would be the best yeah, thing to have.
Okay, it makes sense. And what I'm trying to see. So what are you doing to make sure that the university or your talent source is ready? You have it all. How do you make sure you have a talent pool to draw from? Is it just the university you draw from, or is there any other place you draw the talent pool from?
Okay, right now we have, okay, so how it works. We have different talent pools that in some way are part of our software. So how it goes, like let's say that I make a deal with a university. So
Okay.
what happened with that university is that they get their students to use my platform, but if they have some relationship with companies, they onboard them in our platform too,
Okay.
knowing that every time a company that they have relationship with post in our platform means that they can track what the labor market is actually looking for. So that is really helpful because we have more data for, and that means that universities can take into account that information for making decisions. Because at the end, the way we see it, the main customer of a university is not the student, is the
Yeah.
company finally. Like right now, we are seeing that universities think that because the students are paying them, they are the main customer that they have, but that's totally wrong. What they need to deliver is great professionals for making companies better. So
Yeah.
that's yeah. So everybody, like every time a company gets 2 jobs through the university,
Mm-hmm.
They post their positions in our platform, and we
Mm-hmm.
share that, for example, in Indeed, in LinkedIn, in different other big sources of recruitment. But when the candidates that want to be part of that company
Mm-hmm.
sees the job description, they click it and they
Mm-hmm.
go to jobs because a CV for us is not good enough. We need the CV, we need the interview, we need the background check and everything. So they go to
Okay.
jobs, they do the whole process, and
Mm-hmm.
then we have the profile for each professional that want to apply. So that's how we use other sources, but at the end they come into our software and they fill everything because we know that for us to fulfill our business proposition,
Yeah.
uh, we need to give companies enough data for them to get a proper decision, a good decision,
Mm-hmm.
in less time. So
Okay.
that's like normally. And with other companies that have our like that use jobs for actually getting different applicants,
Mm-hmm.
they when every time they post, that make our like platform grow in terms of users because they see the
Okay.
posting, they apply, and they have to go in. I don't know if that makes sense,
No,
maybe.
it does make sense. So,
Okay.
I mean, one question again: if this process of trying to link your partnership, the university, and the job works, if you kind of get it situated, what do you think is going to open up for your company? What do you think is going to be impact for JBS as your
Yeah.
company, right? Mhm.
Yeah. Again, Phoebe, please, just to understand it correctly. Sorry.
Okay, what I'm trying to say, your plan is to make sure that the university gives you access and answer you on time, and again, to grow more partnership with the recruiting firm here in the United States
Yeah.
and the job. So I say, what if these your plans work out the way you want it? What do you
Yeah.
think is what's going to open up for you as a company, as an individual, and all that?
Yeah, I think, okay, so my purpose and the main mission that we have
Mm-hmm.
is instead of having this problem that 60% of the of the young professionals that just graduate universities right now don't have a job.
Yeah.
So our main goal is to grow that rate and being like part of a big change where at least instead of being 60% of young professionals that don't have a job, that if that number is 45%, for me
Mm-hmm.
will be like a life mission accomplished. So
Oh,
if we get, yeah, like, yeah, that would be a huge change in our region because like our professionals will be more competitive. They will have like a worldwide view that
okay.
in other uh, developed countries, they already have professionals that can work anywhere. But
Okay.
in Latin America, it's harder. I want this to change the way of how universities are thinking in education, our the different profiles that we have, our like young professionals, and I think that if we get different positions in the US, if we get universities to change the way that they are teaching and knowing what the labor market is actually looking for, if we get to know what are these branches or these
Yeah.
gaps that the professionals have when they apply to different jobs, they can act in data in like a they can take decisions using data which will help them to actually get better jobs, and that means that the economy at the end will like be better. So I think that if everything works out, great. If we have more headhunters, more recruitment firms that are trusting in us, if that means that universities will trust us too,
Okay.
at the end we will like get this big
Okay.
dream that will be, yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you, Juan, for sharing. It's been great to hear from you and what you're doing in a lot. Because what I can see is your focus is Latin America, not just not just Ecuador. Okay, which is very good. So thank you very much, and thank you for sharing your insight. It's been very insightful and eye-opening to know what's happening in your region. So what I'm going to do is that once we compile this podcast, I'll send it to you so that you can
Yeah.
have it too. I'm sure it's going to be very interesting. And I really want to tell you that I really enjoyed the time I spent with you. And again, given the insight you've shared here, I'm confident we can explore how we can help you coordinate that, what I call it, ecosystem of getting more company to work with United States, getting university to give you answers and possibly change their curriculum, I guess, or kind of improve on their curriculum, and getting your talent pool ready for job. And of course, the bigger picture from what you said is to make sure that the Latin American talent is as competitive like
Exactly.
the Asians. I think that's what I can get from what you
Yeah,
said.
like in a worldwide way. Like I think that when
Very
education
competitive.
changes, like everything changes.
Yeah.
So that would be awesome if like this turns in something that can be real for the young professionals that I have. And yeah, I'm really thankful, Phoebe, for like giving me your time to
Yeah.
build this
Oh,
podcast and to
you
take
too.
me.
Thank you. So
Yeah,
thank you very much.